Hello, everyone. This is Marsha McLean, and I am the host for the 2.0 Grandmas podcast. And it is my pleasure today to introduce to you two young men that are doing some big things in our community. I'm so excited that they're on our show today because I want grandmas to know that if you are raising your grandchildren, you have some phenomenal young men here who can help you do that. And we'll tell you all about their organization. But before we get into that, let me tell you this show is about grandmas, it's for grandmas, and it's by a grandma. But we like to bring in people in the community who are helping and can support grandmas in the work that they're doing with their children, or maybe the work that they're doing for themselves. So, at Grandmas 2.0, we're all about redefining, realigning, and redesigning your life. And so welcome to the show, Mr. PJ Piggott and Mr. Reneldo Randall.
Thank you for having us.
I'm excited, guys.
Likewise.
So let's start with telling the audience about who you are individually, and then we'll start talking about the organization. So who'd like to go first?
I'm gonna pass that torch to Renaldo.
All right, Mr. Reneldo Randall.
All right, I'll take the lead on that. So my name is Renaldo Randall. I am not a resident of Williamsburg, where we do a lot of our work with our nonprofit, but I grew up in Williamsburg. Williamsburg made me. I currently live in Suffolk, Virginia, where I work at Old Dominion University as an administrator, and I teach some classes in the business realm. I'm a father. I have 3 children, married as well. I'm the former past chair of the board for the Black Chamber of Commerce in the Hampton Roads area. Also co-authored a book with PJ. I'm a serial entrepreneur, leadership consultant, mindset consultant, and coach. What else? Soccer dad, minority investor, small business investor, and dedicated servant of God.
All right, a Renaissance man. Okay, yeah. I love it. Yes. Okay.
It's always funny because a lot of our stuff is probably 90%. So a lot of times people hear the duplication a lot. But again, my name is PJ Piggott. I'm a resident of Williamsburg, Virginia, born and raised. Proud graduate of Grambling State University. Yes, I always give it up for that.
Yes. HBCU. Yes.
Yes. Also, like Renaldo said, I am one of the co-authors of the book Friends in Business, also co-founder of nonprofit organization Real People Educating Others. Also, I'm a husband, not a father yet of my own children, but of course a lot that we mentor. Also investor, entrepreneur, also the owner of PJ's Customs Apparel, custom shirts and designs. Also owner of Piggott Sports, football and basketball trainer. Also, life coach. A lot on our platform and plateau. A committee chair of the NAACP. Proudly to represent that organization as well. Also, I'm a member of the Williamsburg James City County Community Foundation as well. I'm on that board. I'm also part of the 757 Rams youth football team. Well, myself and Renaldo. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot. I'm pretty sure we're missing something. Again, this is something, we talk about all the time. A lot of times we be writing it down. But again, we just really, a man of God. And, that's the main thing. First, number one, always, and really just a platform of really serving and giving back. Really, everything that we said is great, but really that's the main key of really just giving back.
Yes,
we're in the people business.
Yes, and I feel very proud of both of you because Jay, when you were a kid, and so I feel very proud. I don't have anything to do with your success or anything, but I want you to know that I feel very proud to know you and to have known you as a kid and to see you grow up into this wonderful young man that you've become. So I feel very honored to be here today with you. And Renaldo, I guess from knowing you from a distance and knowing the people that you know, I feel very proud of both of you. Right. So that's very exciting. And I always like to think when people tell who they are and about what they're doing, I like to think of the things that we have in common. So I work at a college, Renaldo. I work at Montgomery College in Maryland, and I'm a college professor. And my doctorate is in higher education administration. And I heard you say you're an administrator, college administrator. So I decided not to take that route though, but because I wanted to do all these other things, like I'm a consultant myself, and I work with some organizations out of DC, some federal organizations doing some writing, content development, posting online, those kinds of things. And so I decided, you know what, I think I can save myself some stress and not do all of those things, and not be an administrator, because I knew it would be a lot of hours and I didn't want that. And at the time when I went back to get my doctorate, I was already a grandma. And so I wanted to be able to spend some time with my grandchildren. So that was the determining factor for me, right? But I commend you for doing that, because I love to see young men in that field, because we need to make sure that the pipeline stays, there's a pipeline always there. And
Right.
I commend you on that, because I know, and that's a wonderful, wonderful kind of position to be in as well,
Yeah.
because you are leading the next generation.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on assignment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
so I
pursuing my
commend both of
PhD as
you.
well. I'm pursuing my PhD as well. So, and you got yours as a grandma. So
yes, excellent. Yeah. And there are a lot of grandmas that are doing things like that. I mean, as I've been doing this work, I found, oh my God, the things that grandmas are doing these days is phenomenal. Yeah. So that's why I'm focused on making sure that people know, because, at some point when you get, and you guys haven't experienced this, but when you get a certain age in life, and especially in this country, people don't see you anymore. It's like you're invisible. But I'm one of the folks who are part of my mission is to make sure that we are not invisible, but we are visible, and people see what we're doing, because, in other countries, the grandmas, the elders are it. But in America, it's a little different. We honor the young, and that's it. And everybody else, the babies and the old ones, go somewhere and sit down, kind of thing, right? Correct. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to start Grandmas 2.0. But enough about that. I want to hear about your organization, Real People Educating Others. Please tell us about that.
All right, Pete, you start.
Well, with Real People Educating Others, RPEO, a lot of times, again, people get it twisted. It's like a tongue twister, because people say repo. We was like, no, don't say repo.
like repos.
Don't say repo. Funny. Repo is considered,
that's a negative term, right? Yes.
And we get it all the time, like repo, and we know where they're coming from or what they're trying to say. But it's like some people, we make sure we correct them. Hey, I know what you're saying, but it's Real People Educating Others. And then and then they come back to us again and still say repo.
Right.
But Real People Educating Others, we came up with that name first because we remember being in school, like especially middle school and high school, and having guest speakers coming in. And myself and Renaldo, like me growing up in Williamsburg, coming from Moretown, grew up on Moretown Road, right where Centera Hospital is now. That was a drug-infested community. And thinking about now, we're just having this conversation just recently where I was telling somebody 99.9% of the people that I grew up with in Moretown has been incarcerated for over 10 years or more. Like I said, it was a drug-infested community. And myself, I know I use sports as my drug. That was my drug of choice, sports, football, basketball, and using that as a way to get out. So we wanted to give back. We had a lot of people pouring into our life through like high school, through college, coaches that stayed in communication with us, people that, sent us money when we needed. We understand that, when you first get to college, but now the college kids, they're rich now. They getting paid and everything.
I know, right? It's thought that. I'm a little bit miffed by that, because I'm like, man, if we could go back.
I mean, because it's them struggling days, and you got to send your coach sending you $50, $20 here. Right. You're bugging your parents. That $20 go a long way in college, right?
Yes.
So we wanted to really just have a platform to be able to give back to the community, and just really we set a stage where a lot of people like ourselves wasn't going to college, you know. So when we came back into the area, we wanted to say, man, let's show people how they could go to school. You know, let's show them that they could, you know, still dream if they was dreaming about going to college or even leaving Williamsburg. So we came up, myself, Renaldo, and one of our other partners, Corey Judge, one of our close friends. Us three, we actually are the three co-founders of Real People Educating Others. And we came back and we just say, you know what, we want to give back. We want to, you know, help. We want to support, and we want to pay it forward for those that, you know, kind of paid it forward for us. Yes. You know, so we started off like just doing little small things. Again, we had the vision that it would blow and grow. Not like it has. We probably didn't have that vision, but it's really just taking on and really just looking at the people that we have impacted like over the years. And I know a lot of times me and Renaldo chat and we just talk about it. Sometimes you forget about the things you've done. And when we go back and have a recap, or social media reminds you of something you did 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and it was like, wow. Or even now looking at seniors that we go to the local high schools and watch seniors or juniors that's playing high school basketball. I remember them guys when they was coming to our annual football camp and stuff like that, when they was 13 and 14 years old, and now they're ready to graduate. And it's like, wow. And stuff like that really just make us smile. But the name Real People Educating Others, again, we remember people coming and speaking to us in suits, business suits. And to us, where we was coming from, now we know, because we know both sides. We know the education side, and we know also the street side. So back then it was like, man, you can't relate to us. You don't know where we come from or what we facing. A lot of what we hear now in the schools, when you're hearing teachers and stuff saying they don't have a rapport with kids, or they can't manage the kids or classroom, a lot of it is because of the rapport. And I know I'm a big fan of always saying, if you master the rapport, then you master the game with anything, with people. I know I said that earlier. We're in a people business. So we say, you know what, we got to relate to them. So when we go into the schools, so even now, when the Toanna Middle Schools, the Lafayette, the Berkeley Middle Schools, the Bruton High Schools, when all those schools call us and say, hey, can you come in, talk to our sports team or to a class? You know, the first thing we do is say, hey, Renaldo, what you putting on? Like, we gotta put on a polo. We gotta be relatable to the kids, because
it's like work. You gotta put on your uniform.
Exactly.
It's like, what uniform we putting on? Because every school, it never fails. Every school we went to, soon we see the audience, the first thing they do is go from shoes on up. And it's like, oh, and then we see their head shake. We was like, oh, they must like, or we hear the compliment.
It's that immediate rapport. That's why we call ourselves Real People Educating Others, because we're just real dudes. And
and that's what people need. You're right. Real. Yeah.
Real.
Exactly.
So we try to remain real, down to earth. And like P said, we have a little bit of edginess with us because of how we grew up, but then we also went to college, done some great things professionally, and obviously with the nonprofit. And so we have 4 pillars. So we weren't all over the place, but we're really organic. People would call on us for a lot of stuff. So we had to kind of narrow down what we were going to do. And we decided mentorship definitely had to happen. Education had to happen because it was in our name. Extracurriculars, like P said, his drug was sports. Mine likewise, right? So we definitely had to do athletic camps. Then we did service, because it's all about service, and that's a way to show young people how to give back early. And so we developed those as our 4 pillars, and kind of been riding those out. And everything else, we have a go to resource too, right? Like, we can't help you. We're going to find the help for you if it doesn't fall under our 4 pillars. And so that's kind of how we look. We like to say we're 10-year overnight success.
10-year overnight
steady grinding.
So you've been in business for 10 years with the nonprofit?
Well, 15 actually.
Really?
We started in 2000. We was established in 2008.
Oh, wow. Okay.
2008.
We were in our 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're still in our 20s.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And we remember, and I mean, and even like a lot of people, we run into people that want to start nonprofits and do these things. Like, we did all the legwork. Like, really, I mean, the policies, procedures, like, we sent all our information in, and maybe had a couple hiccups where we had to, edit some things and resend it. But for the most part, it was like trial and error. We was learning on the way. and we was able to do it. And once we did it, became a 501(c) organization. It was like, wow, game over. And then looking at the growth, and I think over the years when people